Hi, this is Becca coming to you from the FemCycle Collab with the ZRL Recon for week 2, which is a points race on the Fine and Sandy course in Macquarie. I'm going to take you through this slide and then we're going to look at course notes and then I'm going to walk you through actually just one lap of the course. So TLDR for this points race is that there's 2 segments in play each lap. So C's and D's get 6 segments and A's and B's get 8. Everyone will get first across the line points. The last rider will get 1 point up to the first rider across the line will get the total number of points as there are riders in the race. There's fastest through the segment in addition, but that's only afforded to 5 riders across the entire race. So in all 6 or 8 segments, the fastest 5 riders throughout the whole race get those points. Then you have podium bonus points for the first 5 finishers. My top recommendations are to fill your team. If you have 6 riders, you will get a lot more points. The second is if you have a mix in your team of sprinters and non-sprinters, have your sprinters have an assigned domestique who will watch out for them in any pushes after the segments. Okay, so now let's look at the course notes. You're going to get one of 2 power-ups in each of the segments banners on this course. You have a 25% chance of getting a steamroller, which is going to reduce the rolling resistance and for 30 seconds, or you can have a 75% chance of getting an aero helmet, which will make you more aerodynamic for 15 seconds. So you're not going to get one of those at the lap banner, and you'll just get them on the segment banners. So if we look at this course, 4 times around for A's and B's and 3 times around for C's and D's, right out of the gate, or right at the lap banner, you're going to have a tiny hill. This is a slight climb and descent. It's not a big deal. It's just going to affect your positioning. So if you're right on the back as everybody in the front starts to descend, you can, fall off the back, which obviously makes you burn a match catching. So the dirt doesn't start until 1.3 kilometers, and you can tell what's dirt and what's sand because dirt kicks up dirt on your screen. The Mech Isle climb really starts at 1.5 kilometers, and this is not so long and not so steep, but it's a good place to use your steamroller if you have it after your first time through the segments, and it stays quite draftable until 1.8 kilometers where it briefly hits 6%. Then you're going to go down the Mech Isle climb on the backside and head towards the boardwalk sprint. So you cross the bridge and you'll turn left, and there you are at the boardwalk sprint. Not very long, 240 meters, and flat. There'll be both first through the segment and FAL points available, and you'll get a power up at the banner. Then you're going to continue on the boardwalk for a little bit before you turn and cross back over and go through the mangroves, which are at 5 kilometers. There's lots of twists and turns in there, so if you're in a big, long, strung out line, there is a chance that you could get dropped, so just pay attention to your positioning. After you get out of the mangroves, it's time to get ready for the tide pool sprint. That's about 310 meters, and it's also flat. It's on sand, which might make you think it's on dirt, but it's not. It's sand, so no use for your steamroller there. So there is a spot that I would recommend going early if you want to go early, but remember, it's a long sprint. So an aero will not last you the whole time, more than likely, unless you're a rocket, and you will pick up a power up at the banner. So if I had a steamroller, I would wait. If I had an aero, I would use it. There is a slight check for momentum as you cross back over to Mech Isle at 7.5. Then you do the Mech Isle climb again. As you come down the Mech Isle climb, you're going to turn and stay on the island and roll onto road. So you don't want to be off the back as you hit the road because you're going to roll faster. So there's a slight bump at 10.1 kilometers, which will cut the pack speed. And then the finish line is at 10.7, or the lap line, which will then become your finish line. And you're going to see it in this video as well. So if we're watching that little hill at the beginning and then just rolling on sand until you hit the Mech Isle climb, there's a slight bump before the climb, which may be included in the climb's numbers, but as you can see, it's pretty steady climbing, not a lot of orange spots. I maybe saw 6.5 for a blip there, 2 meters. But as you come down, every time you go up and go down, it's an opportunity to separate the field. And as a non-sprinter myself, I would be trying to push everywhere that was not in the segments, so that those sprinters that want to go twice every lap for segment points aren't going to be able to recover. So you can see there's not a lot of time in between the two segments. So you really have to be able to reset. And if you're a sprinter, you want to be able to reset. If you're not a sprinter, you want them to not be able to reset. So my recommendation would be, if you have a team that has multiple rider profiles, that you pair your riders up and really give those non-sprinters a role, right? If you're a team full of puncheurs, then maybe every lap you have 2 opportunities to send those punchers to really separate out the field while others stay in the draft. So the Mech Isle climb comes up twice a lap. Those are a great opportunity to kind of string it out. And if you have a group full of sprinters, then really watch out for each other, and nobody should be pushing the pace after the segments, and maybe still pair up. So you can see as you come down in the second part of the lap, you're going to turn back onto road. That's going to really keep speeds high. So if you're chasing, it's really hard to catch on. And I would recommend being with the pack in the descent. And then you can see here that the finish line is slightly uphill, so you'll be unfolding for some of that time. So good luck to all and have fun.